As a society, we rely very heavily upon insurance companies for our peace of mind and to help us out in our time of need.
Unfortunately for the insurance industry, they were totally unprepared for the issue of mold. The insurance companies have had to pay out millions and millions of dollars in mold claims.
It's just a dollars and cents thing.
The backpedaling that's being done by the insurance companies right now to stop the bleeding could certainly cause bigger problems for the homeowners that have issues right now. You've got people that have mold problems that aren't getting help, that are getting displaced.
I mean, they're in the risk management business, so the more risk they can reduce, the more money they make.
I've got a problem with the fact that the reason you have insurance is so that when you have a claim, you can file it. In Texas right now, if you file a claim, you run the risk of either losing your insurance, potentially stigmatizing your property where you couldn't sell it, or your rates going through the roof.
Mold in the future is not going to be covered by any policy of insurance. Go home, look at your homeowner policy. Mold is an excluded damage.
The insurance industry needs to look at mold as a potential profit center and sell coverage for mold.
What we see now is a growing trend by some companies to actually provide coverage again for mold if in fact adequate prevention and risk management techniques and methods are put in place.
Our government is just barely starting to look into this problem seriously.
The government can play a very important role. Currently, for the most part, government provides education.
I think our role really is all about collecting and synthesizing and then disseminating information on what the most effective techniques are for dealing with all kinds of indoor air issues.
Government, as we all know, is a double-edged sword. Because yes, government can help, but once the government tells you how to do things, then you have to do them that way all the time.
We do have to be careful that the regulations don't outstrip the science.
Even if you're saving one life or 1,000, I think it's very hard for regulators, legislators, to step forward and take that risk.
The State Department of Health Services is now embarking upon developing the standards of exposure.
It's a real tough area to come up with because there's over 100,000 different named species of molds out there right now. You know, probably many more that haven't been named. What's the dose that's going to make you sick?
If in fact they can't develop those hard and fast standards, then the goal is to provide the criteria that will guide those who are charged with cleanup as well as determining whether there's a problem.
Let's make sure that the people who are doing the work are trained, are certified, have experience.
We're going to see those who build homes and other structures become much more aware of the building science issues around moisture and moisture control.
Testing for real estate transference, I believe, is the way for the future.
A lot of mold problems occur when somebody moves into a home that they think is mold-free, and several weeks later, all of a sudden, they're having these health effects.
If you look at how many years it took to build all of the structures in the United States, that's probably the number of years that it would take to go back and correct all of the problems we have now that are leading to all of this mold contamination.
You can't even put a price on it if you end up homeless in a hospital.
Are we going to be able to solve this issue as a society? I don't know that we could have a big bake sale and go and remediate everybody that had a mold problem.
You know, you hear this all the time that if I look into this, it's like opening Pandora's box. I didn't have it before, but now I know about it. Let me tell you, Pandora's box is already open across the country, whether it be in schools, whether it be in homes. There's no place to stick your head in the ground and to duck for cover from all of this.
Mold is here to stay. It's been here forever and ever, and it's going to be here from now to eternity.